The following is a podcast meant for adults and discuss things like sexual content and alcohol use. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 36 of the Drunk Texting Podcast, the podcast where we have some drink, talk some myth, and talk all kinds of shit to help you through your normally thirsty Thursdays. But this time it's going to be Fluff It Fridays because we're a little bit late because my co-host had a birthday this week. She also wasn't told of her own plans for her birthday, so she literally both days we were going to attempt to record got canceled because of her. So that's why we're a little late this week. I'm not sure because I do still appreciate the fact that she did sit down and take time to record this week's episode either way, because I even straight up said, like, we can miss a week. It's fine if you really just can't do it. But she was like, no. We're going to do the episode. You're going to do this week's episode. So we're here. We're going to help you get through your day as best we can. And we're going to help you get through whatever it is that you're getting through, because we are motivational people. We help you to have great times and feel better about yourself. But with that being said, I am one half of your co-hosting team, JB. This week, I am drinking on the last of my Crown Royal Blackberry. I am so sad to see the bottle go. Literally, I'm so sad to see the bottle go. I think I have a new favorite flavor of Crown Royal. Like, apple was my favorite at one point, and now blackberry has been my second favorite. Now I think it might be my favorite. Oh my God, it's so good. But yeah, I'm drinking the last little bit of it with ginger ale as a mixture. It tastes great. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream, my left, also your left, ladies and gentlemen, and my co-host, please tell the people who you are and what your adjective is for the week. I suggest the selfish Kristal Desham.
It's not selfish. I am the now slightly older Kristal Desham.
Did that count as an adjective?
Yeah, older is an adjective.
I guess. I guess. Okay.
Like, hey, go tell me what kind of adjective, man. I went to school for English. I know it's adjective.
Okay, you went to school for English, but that's different from going to school for language.
You listen, you're not anything.
There we go. English and literature are two separate, just like you can go to school for Spanish, but not be good at Spanish literature. There are differences. Yes, you are a little bit better at it, but doesn't mean that you're an expert in it. That's all.
I'm not expert in it, but I also have very much grammar knowledge.
That's fair. That's fair and valid. What are you drinking on this week?
I'm drinking. What is this? It is actually. I'm stepping off of Cranberry's whole tendency next.
What?
I'm stepping off.
You stepping off the Nick Cannon of juices?
Yes, I'm stepping off the Nick Cannon of juices. I'm drinking. I'm trying to be healthy. It's a V8 berry blend juice. The flavor is berry blend. It's V8 brand. They're actually very good. But a couple shots, like a shot or two of tequila in there.
Then it's not healthy.
And shots. When I say, that lady was like, and now one shot.
That's not healthy. Just because you put V8 in it.
It is.
That's like getting a Pizza Hut pizza. Then you put 3 pieces of spinach on it and being like, now it's healthy. And
it's veggie.
It's not negating the overly greasiness of the Pizza Hut pizza. Not to disparage Pizza Hut, because I love me some pizza.
I love it.
Listen, growing up, Pizza Hut was the pizza place that my parents ordered pizza from.
100%.
So there's no disparaging. I used to bust down some of those reading things that you had to do, like the reading challenge.
Every year?
You can
every year. That person crab pizzas.
What?
Run them.
I used to bust them down. Why? Hey,
Oh, tearing them up.
look, had them things a lot. Talk about, Mom, can we go to Pizza Hut? This air fry.
We got another
Mom, can we go to Pizza Hut? I got another one. I want a personal pan pizza. I think I'm gonna get sausage this week. I think I'm gonna get pepperoni next week. I think I'm gonna get all ham next week. Well, I used to tell
our brains was thick at us.
man, they knew me. They knew me at that Pizza Hut. They said,
I don't think that they still do that anymore.
"We think they do." No,
Reading coupons, which is a disgrace.
I want to say they tried to bring it back, but it didn't like take off.
Kids don't want to read no more.
They don't, and it's sad.
And it's now on free pizza. Over it's a couple pages.
Boy, some of the best repeats.
Can't be free.
Right. Before we get into today's episode, I want to make sure I say, like we always say, please remember to always drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. Sometimes drink and text. With that being said, we're now going to move over into our first section of the week, which is our question of the week. This question of the week, this one, I just thought it was funny because, sometimes you can't just call somebody an MFer. Sometimes you got to be creative. So this week's question of the week is, what's the best insult you've ever heard that doesn't use curse word? I got to tell you, some of these I feel like came straight from African families. Like the first one, I know for a fact the first one came from somebody's African mom. Like,
It's funny.
like the very first one, I know. This first one right here. Wisdom has been chasing you, but you have always been faster. That one. I'm gonna be honest with you, 100%, and this one's a shot at another podcast host specifically. That's how I feel whenever I hear Peyton say almost anything from the You Should Know podcast. Like,
100%.
Like-
the boy is.
well, 9 times out of 10, he'll say something, and I'm just like, no.
It's because he be so confident in it that I'm like, what is this?
And I think that's really what it is. Is his confidence is what makes it so jump. Like, I don't understand how Cam ain't just one good time, because
Because Cam too many just laugh. He can't do nothing but laugh at it.
bro, it's the fact that the clip recently that made me laugh the hardest was when Peyton was talking about he feels like when the baby gets here, because Cam is expecting a baby, he feels like when the baby gets here, he's going to love the baby more than he loves Peyton. And Cam straight up told him, he said, I already love my child more than I love you. I already do. And he went on this whole thing. He was just like, what do you mean? He just like, you don't even know him. He's not here yet. He was just like, it's my child. It's me.
Right.
It's literally me. What are you talking about? Like, it's my child. I already do. And then we had a whole back and forth about it. And I was just like, I feel like that's going to be me and a couple of my homies. I feel like it's going to be me and a couple of my homies when that day comes. They're going to be like, I feel like you're going to love your child more than me. I already do.
Yeah, it's 100%.
They do. I'm sorry.
That's their one job, is to be loved.
Right. Like, you already, like, you have a place in my heart because you've been in my life for a long time. But
They are automatically love you. They have taken the top spot on my MySpace
exactly.
friends list.
Look, it's literally going to go my wife, my child, my family, then the rest of them.
And then you.
Then the rest of them. Like that's literally how it's gonna be. And
It's fair.
This one, I'm actually gonna start saying this to people that I know in wrestling. I'm jealous of people who have never met you.
Okay.
I like that. I like that one a lot. I like that. That one is the type of insult that is just slick enough that depending on the person, they won't get it.
A lot of people won't get it.
And I like that a lot. I like those kinds of insults where you're just like, insult. And then they're just like, huh, all right. Wait a minute, what? I like those. Those are my kind of insults.
If you give them a delayed reaction, is good.
Exactly. Let's see. This one is an old one. I've heard this one almost my entire life. Your birth certificate is an apology from the condom factory. I want to say, that was something I heard in high school. Because I want to say somebody,
I've definitely heard that one before.
I want to say somebody in high school made a joke that they were a surprise baby because of a broken condom. And somebody responded, "Oh, so your birth certificate is an apology from the condom factory." Ah, okay. And I want to say that because high school band probably was where. Ooh, this one I might drop in the group chat. I might drop this one in the group chat tonight. You're like a cloud. When you disappear, it's a beautiful day.
Damn. That's a little dark.
I like that one.
It's a little dark.
This next one would have broken my heart if I had heard this one be told to me when I was younger. Mr. Rogers would have been so disappointed.
Mm.
And then the worst part is somebody replied to that with another one that actually like doubled down. Bob Ross called you the worst accident he's seen. Ain't no happy little accidents over here.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt for that one. That is so sad.
Oh no. You're proof that mistakes can be consistent. That one. Oh man.
It's crazy.
This one kind of is like the cloud one, but I like it still. You light up a room simply by leaving it.
Hey.
Oh, oh man, that one's funny. This one is kind of lame in my opinion. I think this one would be more so for people that are into like Skyrim and games like that. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Heard that somewhere.
That's why I said
I've heard that exact line somewhere. Where? I don't remember, but I've heard that somewhere.
I feel like that's going.
Right, like on a show or a video or something. Interesting.
This one I feel like, you know what? And I was gonna bring this up at the end of this section, but Rolf from Ed and Nettie had some of the best insults.
Yo, he hands down has one of my favorite lines ever to be said.
Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft.
No.
Confess your sins, you stale in piece of white bread.
Yes. Not only are you stale, you're stale and you're the end piece. You're stale and you're the end piece of white bread.
Wow.
That's it.
That was so funny to me. It was
that was brutal.
But this was
brutal.
It could be that the purpose of your life is to serve as a warning to others. Like, no, that one would cut deep for me.
Oh, that quote is from Monty Python.
Really?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Apparently.
I don't. Wow. What? Has it been that long since I've seen it that I didn't remember that line? Oh my God.
I've never seen it, but apparently it's from there.
Wow.
What you mean we'll see it soon?
The fact that Macon shows it at least once a year downtown at the theater and you haven't seen it is crazy to me.
Why would I have seen it?
You're from Macon.
They am.
Macon literally plays it at least once a year.
I don't go down there.
That's crazy. Dang. Wait. Bro, this one needs to be used on more people. The bar was already set so low it's considered a tripping hazard in hell, but yet here you are doing the limbo with Satan. Dog, a lot of these.
That's brutal.
All right, this is gonna be the last one. Nope, I lied. I got another one, and then the one I was originally gonna do is gonna be the last one. This one, old school. This one is old school Southern. If you've ever heard it, you know how bad of an insult this is. Bless your heart.
Your heart.
Bless your heart.
That's my favorite thing to say. Bless your heart.
No, I'm so happy I can say that the church mothers never had to use that line on me growing up. Like, I'm so happy that they never had to say that to me. Cause you know them church mamas. Ooh, you know them church mamas. They be the quickest one to be like, bless your heart. Nah, come on.
She don't know. Bless your heart. Oh, she don't know no better. Like,
Like, dang, you have to do me like that.
like that.
This last one is great. I haven't the time or crayons to explain this to you. No. These are all wonderful insults. In fact, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to make a thing of notes in my phone so that way I can have these insults.
As you should.
Because these are wonderful insults, and I just love it. I scrolled down and I saw a new one.
Go ahead and read it.
Your mom is so horrible at making jokes, it took her 9 months to do it.
Yeah. That's mean.
Oh no, man. Huh. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to know, please tell me, what are some of the best insults that you know that don't involve curse words? Because I feel like there are a lot of there's a lot of good ways to insult somebody without cursing. And I want to be a lot more creative in the way that I tell people that they're pieces of trash and that they're crap and that they're stupid without just outwardly saying it. I want to have double entendre in my speech.
Then you should just go to my job. That's all we do all day.
I believe it.
Because one of the ones that's more popular from one coworker, if somebody will say something stupid, she'll just look, you're so pretty. Like that. Not from work, but I saw it on a video. Someone said you drink bleach.
Hey.
I heard someone say you suck on quarters.
Oh no.
And it was like, it's always you look like you sniffed glue as a kid. Like damn.
Look, I remember with one kid that got insulted by our science teacher, looked him dead in his face and said, you know what? You're probably the type of kid that made people have to put up signs for electric fences.
Mm.
And I was like,
That's one right there.
I was like, damn.
It's like that.
It's right. Like, it's like that.
It's like that. And it's funny.
I'd cry. All right. But with that being said, we're going to move on from this section. We're going to move on to our next section. In the section that I think is going to be a little bit fun is our Would You Rather of the week. And our Would You Rather of the week this week is one that I will admit I kind of got from a TikTok video because someone was talking about some of the worst abilities in Naruto. And it was, I can't remember the character's name, but long story short, he had bugs and he controlled bugs he can infuse his chakra into the bugs and the whole thing. So this week's Would You Rather? Would you rather be able to speak with any/every animal on Earth or control any and all bugs? Now, before we get into this, to give a little bit of caveat. You're not going to be able to speak with all of them all at once. You're not like, oh, well, I'm talking to a koala in Australia right now and it's talking back to me. No, like it has to be like a line of, like at a certain distance, a line of dialogue, like maybe like a FaceTime or whatever. Same thing with like bugs. You can't just be like, oh, there's an ant in New York. I'm going to have it bite a random person. Like, no, you have to be within like, it has to be within your like general vicinity line of sight for you to be able to like see it, control it, make it do whatever you want.
Okay.
So I personally, I think I would go with the bugs one. Personally, I
Explain it.
I think I would go with the bugs one. Hear me out. I hate bugs. I will admit that. I hate bugs. I don't like being around them. I don't like seeing them. You know, it's terrible. But if I could control them, let's say I'm out in the yard, whatever, and I see like, I see like a spider. In fact, like I'm trimming the bushes and there's like a spider in a web. I can see it and be like, hey, dog, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and get away from our house and go over there to that tree and go as far up that tree as you can and make that your home and never come back around here ever again. And it would do it. And it would just do it without hesitation. And I'd be cool. Or let's say I wanted to get some kind of like evil and I wanted to just start like getting revenge on people. I could like, same spider, tell them, hey, get in this box real quick. Click. All right, so what we finna do? I'm finna release you in a specific place. Once you get there, what I need you to do is cause as much mayhem to this person as possible. Got it? Got it. And I dump them in somebody's office that I wanted to get revenge on, and it just caused mayhem. Laying eggs, putting webs everywhere, just sitting on their desk looking at them like.
I would literally rather die.
Exactly. Exactly.
It sounds terrible. It sounds like a nightmare.
Exactly. Oh, and imagine somebody that was like afraid of roaches. Get a legion of roaches and just be like, all right, invade their home.
That's evil. That's the Lord out. Oh.
Imagine the evil you could get into. Be like, all right, so here's what I need y'all to do. I'm going to need you to get 5 million of your friends. And I want y'all to run up in this bank and steal all the money for me. And then I'm just chilling at the house. They go and do it for me. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You in the bank and all of a sudden 10 million fucking roaches just all over the place.
I feel like they would follow the roaches and they would lead back to your house. Like, why are they coming to your house?
First off, who said I'd lead them to my house? Who said I'd tell them to come back to my house?
Either way, I feel like they're going to follow him.
If they're all freaked out and at the speed that these roaches probably can go, man, they're going to be so freaked out and traumatized. They're going to be sitting there shaking in their boots by the time the police get there. They're going to be like, it was roaches. It's just a bunch of roaches live. They're all on me. And you know what I would do? I would have one hang back and wait until the police got there. And to the first person that was giving a statement, just slowly crawl up on their shoulder.
That right there is going to send them into a nut house.
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. Being able to speak to animals would probably be cool too, because then you could like talk to them and try to convince them to do things for you. But being able to just outright just control bugs and insects off rip, yeah, it's also, do scorpions fall under bugs?
I think so.
I'm about to look that up.
Like they would fall in the same category as like spiders, as arachnids.
Yeah. Let's see. According to Google, what According to Google, scorpions are not classified as bugs. They're classified as nids, which are a different class of animals than insects. No, they're okay. They are. Yeah, they're. So apparently, arachnids are classified as a different class of animal other than insect.
Oh, shit. Okay, get that shit out of here.
That's weird. Okay,
Lies.
I don't give a fuck. For this, would you rather? Arachnids count as bugs. Damn it.
Yes.
But what's your answer? Which would you rather?
I'm turning into Dr. Doolittle. I want to talk to animals, man.
You know what? That's fair. I can't even.
Aaron wants to steal me people's DoorDash. Are you gonna, like, who you gonna be mad? You gonna be mad at the squirrel? No. You gonna be mad at the dog? No.
But you can't control them. You just got to talk to them.
Like, hey, bro, you see that bag over there? You should bring me that bag.
It's like I'll give you like half of whatever's in there.
If you bring it to me.
Bring it if you go steal it and bring it back to me.
I will personally carve you out a tree to stay in for the winter if you go get me that DoorDash bag.
I mean, I guess. Like,
So a horse straight, like, hey, your car a little messed up. You trying to be your ride.
listen, don't get me wrong. There's power to be had in being able to talk to any and all animals. There's power in this. But like, here's my thing. Not every animal can be reasoned with.
You ain't got a reason to.
What you mean you ain't got to reason with it? What you mean?
I find
What you mean?
I find nothing.
What? So you out in the wilderness or whatever, you on a hike or whatever. I'm just hypothetical. I know you wouldn't go on a hike, but you know you out there on a hike or whatever, and you come across a mountain lion. You're trying to talk to him like, "Hey, bro, you ain't even got to do all this, bro. You trying to attack me? You ain't got to do all that. We can just chill."
Right? Yeah, what?
Point you in the direction of some deer. I just saw some deer back like a mile ago.
Right.
Like you ain't.
You finna eat good with me. You finna eat good with me. Like, you ain't mad.
And then what if? And then you're talking to it, but it's not hearing you out. It's saying like, "Nah."
Then you gonna pull out, hey man, if you kill me and eat me right now, somebody gonna find out and they'll come kill you.
They don't know that though. They don't know if they'll ever find.
Like, they'll know I'm gonna kill. But they don't know that. They don't know that I'm not gonna kill. Like, they don't know what we got going on. Like, hey, if you kill me, I'm having to come out here and kill you. Now your kids gonna start in the forest.
See,
Little almighty kids gonna serve.
I don't think your persuasion stat is high enough to do this. Like you said, you know Steve Irwin.
And one of them is gonna have to reason with me.
I mean, I'm sure some of them.
Like, I mean, why not?
I'm sure some of them will, because I'm sure some of the animals will look at you like a god and be like, "Oh my God, she's standing and talking to me. You can actually understand me."
Exactly.
But like,
Which is why they're like, it's gonna be me and the mountain lions, little squirrel friend will come up, hey bro, hey, chill. She cool. Whatever you want, she gonna help you out, bro. Like, she gonna find you a whole flock, bro. Just let her be. Like,
but see,
I can vouch for her. Being a little squirrel, I can vouch for her. Like,
but the mountain lion ain't
let me get a whole squirrel. Hey,
want to eat the squirrel.
why would you eat the squirrel? That's like a Skittle. No. I'm gonna take you straight to a chicken farm, bro. Only me, when I can take you to a chicken farm. I'm find Purdue Farms myself. I'm find Tyson.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You gonna set the mountain lion up for failure, because as soon as y'all break in, that's crazy.
As long as I don't AIDS, he'll be all right.
That's crazy. And you said what?
I know plenty of people with farms. Like, I will send them to one of their farms.
That's crazy.
As long as you don't eat meat.
That's crazy.
And a temporary meal when you can have a full buffet somewhere else.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's crazy. That's crazy. Studio audience, what about you, dog? Which would you rather?
I would talk to the animals. I think I have ways of persuading them to do what I want.
Boo. Boo. The power of the bugs.
No.
Me and my bug army.
I was well, okay, struggling.
We literally saw the power of the bug on My Hero Academia.
And we saw the power of the animal. I saw My Hero Academia.
I
So
mean, if anything, I would talk with the animals to see if they could parlay insects
Stop it.
together.
Stop it.
if then find an animal that's gonna eat the bugs, so you stay out my house.
Or something.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Try to get a real cool animal as a pet. Hey, bro, I can get you a nice warm bed and everything you want. Just like come be my pet. Ain't gonna make you do nothing, just chill in the house.
I ain't gonna cap. I'd probably get like a giant pool or whatever, and then talk to a dolphin and be like, "Hey, bro, you trying to come live with me?" I don't even want you. I really don't even like want you to do nothing. I just want you to be here, so whenever I bring people over, I can show you all. You'll get all
Right. That's it. I don't want you for like no sideshow or nothing. Just keep me company sometimes. Just be my little monkey friend.
That's great. That's crazy. I knew you were gonna say I'm monkey friend. I did. I brought this up, and I did. That's tragic.
Exactly.
That's tragic. Oh,
I stand by my decision. I will become Dr. Doolittle.
tragic. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from this because clearly I'm not gonna convince you. You're not gonna convince me. So we're gonna move on.
Let me. We're gonna agree to disagree.
We're gonna agree to disagree on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us know which one would you rather? Would you rather be able to talk to any and every animal on planet Earth, as long as you're within the area of them, or would you rather be able to control any and all bugs? Same thing, as long as you're around them, they're within a certain distance of you, you can control them. Then you can make them go off and do whatever. It doesn't matter the distance, but as long as you give them their instructions when they're near you, then they can go and do whatever. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to move on to our third section of the week, which is our anime discussion of the week. And this week, I wanted to do something different. Not necessarily different. It's kind of similar to what we've done before. Kind of review, kind of just an overall talk about the state of anime currently. Personally, I think that the state of anime right now is in a pretty good place. It's not perfect, but comparatively speaking, I feel like we're in a good place. We got a lot of places.
I agree.
Anime. We have a lot of new anime that are coming out, a lot of good anime that are coming out. One of which is freaking Sakamoto Days. This is a Netflix anime. And when I tell you that this show in the first episode already had me like, oh, dog, I can't wait to see what this shit is. Because it's literally like shonen meets slice of life. And I love it.
I love this slice of life.
So let me give you the story. Taro Sakamoto, known as the world's greatest assassin, literally to the point to where he was feared by every other evil mob boss on the planet. One day, he goes into a convenience store. He meets a young lady behind the register and he falls in love immediately.
So
he falls in love with her. They get married. 5 years later, he has now grown big and rotund. He does not look like himself. He doesn't look like how we are introduced to him in the very beginning. He doesn't look like himself in the second scene. One of the things that we don't find out until a little bit later in the first episode is he left a gang organization when he fell in love. But the thing is, he didn't ask for permission to leave. He just left. Some part of the rules of the gang, since he didn't ask for permission to leave, he got to die. So who do they send to him? None other than Shin, a clairvoyant assassin who was at one point Sakamoto's partner in the organization. He tracks him down and he attempts to kill him. Does not work. Doesn't work whatsoever. Literally at all. He gets handily mocked. But the thing is, he gets handily mopped in the most non-lethal way possible. And you want to know why? Because there is a crux to this situation. Sakamoto's wife has given him the ultimatum or made him make a promise that he would no longer kill. He would not kill anyone ever again. Because she said that if you do, I will divorce you.
Oh,
And his love for her is so strong that he will keep that promise.
stopping her own money flow. So
And the thing is, though, they have a kid. So literally the kid is like 4 or 5 years old. Like the kid is lovely, all that the whole nine. And when I tell you this show is wonderful because so the former partner had the little interaction, they had their standoff in the store, mind you. Like all of this happens in the store while the wife and the kid are outside. So he literally like shooting gumballs at him, like distracting him, doing everything. He knocks him out cold, wakes up later in the home of the Sakamoto, like upstairs of the convenience store. He gets fed by the family, and he's like, "Oh my God, so this is why you left." Because literally, he takes a bite of the food, and he like almost cries because he's just like, "This is so good." He was like, "I've literally
I did it.
And exactly. So he goes back to the organization, and the boss is like, "You didn't kill him, did you?" And he was like, "Oh man, he's literally not a threat anymore. Like he's not trying to be an assassin. He's just chilling. Like he
Right.
And the boss tells him like, "Hey, somebody got to die. So it's either gonna be him or it's gonna be you." And he was like, "Well, if it gotta be me, then I'm just gonna go. I'll blow this cop stand right now." Not realizing that Sakamoto had bugged his gun, so he's listening in to the whole situation. He's listening. He's in the store listening. He got the little thing on it like this. He literally listening like this. He's like,
What?
and so when he hears what happened, he literally turns a key in the register, and like the whole freaking store like changes, like the shelves turned into like gun rack shelves and everything. All kinds of guns. Like guess what he grabs? A tape.
Love that.
No. He bust up in that. Look, dude start blasting because he's like, "No, man, I ain't about to go out like that." He start blasting at the org. Sakamoto comes in with the taser. Get he's wrapping dudes up in wires and shit. Like he's like, he literally takes a knife and like slices people's guns in half. Like, at one point he grabbed the dude's gun and just twisted it so bad that the thing just comes apart. Like it just disassembles.
Oh my God.
I tell you that this shit is fire off the first episode, literally. And so
That was the first episode?
all of this is the first episode. All of this
I'm watching that tonight. I'm watching that tonight.
on that
Wait a minute.
on Netflix. The first episode. I think they drop weekly. Sadly, they drop weekly, but like first episode, boom, easy. So literally, they get back to Sakamoto, like the convenience store. He literally hands him a apron with the name tag on it, and he's like, "You're gonna work here. You're gonna work here. Simple as that. You're gonna work here." And so,
Like you have
bro, when I tell you this show is great, and I should have put a spoiler tag at the front of that because I'll go back and edit it and be like,
Yeah.
this point is a spoiler. But that's one of the 2 shows. Like I literally had 2 shows that I was like, one of these 2 will be my talking point today because it shows how well the state of anime is right. Like, yes, there is some discourse with the racist who don't like people of color cosplayers, and that's the whole thing. But like, as a whole, anime is in a, and it shows like that show how good of a spot it's in. There's even another show that literally brings together 2 of my favorite things, Power Rangers and anime. And it's like the show is literally called The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in a New World.
That's funny.
And you know that when it has a long name like that, it's a great show. Let's see, what is it?
Isn't it?
Yes. It's the name of the show. The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World. Like, literally, first episode, just like every other isekai, literally in battle, well, not every other anime, but in battle, dies, wakes up in a new world. 6 months go by. He meets a mage who at one point was a part of like the royal family. Another spoiler thing if anybody wants to watch this show. Meets mage that at one point was like the royal family or was like the magic scepter for the royal family, but they got kicked out after the dad lost challenge. The coolest thing about this show is, one, it plays into the stereotypes of Power Ranger because he still has his morpher. He still can transform into his Power Ranger form. When he does, it explodes behind him, and like people actually see the explosion and they're just like, "Oh my god, explosion!" Like literally the first time he does it in front of this like other main character, she's literally like, "What was that explosion? Where did that come from?" Like literally later in the show, he does it again, and she's standing behind him, and like they do like the anime thing where it like explodes and like she like blasts off a little bit, and she's like, "If you're gonna transform like that, watch where people are standing. You almost killed me after you said you would protect me." And I'm just like, that's the kind of thing I love about like anime and like shows that can lead into the stereotypes of shows, because like, that's a big stereotype for Power Rangers. Is like when you morph into your Ranger form, there's a big explosion behind you. 100%. That is. I don't think there's been a singular season that hasn't happened. So much so that I believe it was Power Rangers RPM, where one of the Rangers actually asked the like scientist director, like the leader of the Power Rangers, like, "Hey, big explosion behind us whenever we morph. Like, what is that?" And she's like, "Oh, you mean this electro wave?" But he was like, "No, when we morph, there is a big explosion behind us that happened. What is that?" And she's just like, "It's just the give off of your morph." And he literally uses it in the next battle. He's just like, "Oh wait, I know, morph." And like all of the baddies behind him just like get exploded in the explosion of him morphing. And he was like, "Yeah, it worked." And I was just like, that's awesome.
That's funny. I like that.
Bro, it's great. That one is on Crunchyroll. It's not on Netflix. So if you decide to watch that one is also a good one. So
Crunchyroll.
yeah. So there you go. You can watch it. I think you should. For me, I'm gonna watch. I think the next thing on my list to watch is Dead, because I've been putting it off because
You still ain't watched it?
because hold on, don't do that. Because I made a promise that I was going to catch up on that time I got reincarnated into the slime. I've done that. And then I said I was going to catch up on Arcane, but I had to wait for Gabby to do that because Gabby wanted to watch Arcane as well. We have now since done that. We are going to be watching Squid Games at some point in like the next week. So that one's not even on my radar at the moment, even though I am excited to watch that one. The next thing on my anime list to watch is Dandadan. So that is the next thing I'm going to watch. I read the manga, so I know what's happening, but I'm going to watch it because I think the show is wonderfully animated. It's very beautiful. I like it. So
It's quite something.
hey, I like that. So far, every manga that I've read and then subsequently watched the anime, the animation style has matched the art style of the manga, and I've been appreciative of that.
Yeah, I like that.
And from what I've seen online, they stay true and accurate to the story and the manga. That is something else I like. So I like when anime don't just try to make their own story. They actually use the source.
Follow the script that was given to you.
Exactly. It's like you have the source material, use that.
Literally.
Like the only thing I'd ever change if I were like a creative director for an anime that had a manga, the only thing I would possibly change would be like costume designs. See, and even that I wouldn't change dramatically. I would maybe just change like the coloring or something.
Right, like if the costume is like essential to the character, sure, leave it there. But if it like doesn't matter what they have on,
It's like they
it might all be
it's like they everyday wear.
one.
I want to see more anime where the main characters change outfits on a regular basis. I want more of those
That's always tripped me up, even as a kid. I'm like, why don't they change clothes?
because it's easier. And this was something I didn't learn until I was older, but it's because it's easier to animate that way. If they all just have,
Yeah,
it's cheaper. It's
man, change the shirt, change the color. That's it. That's all I ask.
I can't remember what show it was where they actually did change clothes regularly, and they made they actually made a thing about that. They were like, "Yeah, we actually change clothes." Like, what kind of place doesn't change clothes every day?
It was 16.
It might have been 16.
I'm about to say, I feel like that's what 16 would do.
It might have been 16 was such an underrated TV show.
It was.
It was for it to be. I think it was like a Canadian animated show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Canadian show.
Man, that was one of the only good things to come from Canada.
Listen, many good things came out of Canada.
Are you sure about that? Because Drake came from
A couple good things came out of Canada.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds came out of Canada.
Okay, that's like one thing.
Degrassi came out of Canada.
But that also means Drake came from Canada. Anything involving Drake,
No,
Aubrey,
Degrassi was
anything involved.
Degrassi ate Drake.
And that's why I can't put Degrassi on that list because Degrassi made Drake.
I can. Degrassi's great.
Mm.
Oh, it was great.
And the best part was when Jimmy wasn't a part anymore.
I mean, I will say that's when it started getting like, that is when it started getting a little good.
Exactly. Exactly my point. You got this family suing people. You know what? I'm glad we had that. That is a great segue into our shit for a shot. Into our shit for a shot. As you can see, because
With the red.
I mentioned the Power Rangers anime, so I had to do the Power Rangers shot glass. But with that being said, no, that was a great segue. My shit for a shot this week is about Drake bitch ass. No, because this week
I'm gonna let you have it. I can let you have it. So I haven't.
this man has went after the freaking content creators. He put the content creators that were boosting the rap beef into his lawsuit because he was saying that they didn't do copyright strikes on them whenever they played Kendrick's music. Kendrick is the one that had the right to say that. Kendrick was the one that decided not to go after them for the copyright claim. You could have done the same thing, Drake. You did the same thing, but you decided to go after them and content strike them and copyright strike them. That's why nobody was playing your songs whenever they dropped. Because you were the one that was copyrighting them. You could have said, I'm good. You could have said, not
Now, to this day, everyone is still playing Not Like Us.
exactly.
That's why.
Every single song that Kendrick dropped during that beef has aged like a fine wine. Every single one of them. Euphoria. The famous actor we once knew was looking paranoid and now spiraling. He's moving just like a degenerate. This man is absolutely doing that.
Yep.
This man has spiraled. This man went after LeBron James. Come on.
Like, man, he grasping for straws and he dropping every one of them.
Did he lose it, this lawsuit that he's having and he's alleging? When he loses it, I hope he retires from music. Genuinely.
I doubt. I very much doubt. He might go on like a hiatus, but he's gonna try to come back.
Nobody's gonna let him get this. Like, genuinely speaking, he has ruined so much of his reputation. Like, bro, that's like you starting a fight, you losing the fight, and then trying to call the police on the dude that you started the fight with. Like, everybody saw you start the fight. Everybody saw
Yes.
And everybody recorded you starting the fight. So when the police get here, they're just like, no, he started the fight. So he's the one that started it. He was just defending himself. And then you're trying to sue the person that you started the fight with and everybody that recorded you. Like, no, like, oh, who started the fight? This is your fault. None of this would have happened if you hadn't started the fight. Drake, you're a bum. You are a bum. And if you ain't, look, I ain't got nothing to sue. I ain't got nothing to sue for. So he can try it, but I ain't got nothing to sue for. So, like,
You gonna lose regardless. Politically,
like, no.
you can try what you want. It can work.
Like, no, what is this? Come on. And I ain't gonna cap with you. I actually hope that there are, like, that some of these content creators decide that they want to countersue for emotional damage. For, like, emotional.
I'd love to do that.
Because, like, dog, what do you mean? You wake, like, I don't know how I would feel if I woke up and I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it from, like, mail that I got to my house. I'm looking online on Twitter and I see Drake has named such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such in his lawsuit against Universal Music Group. I would countersue. I would 100% countersue and be like, sir, this is emotional damages. Like, how dare you?
Right. The audacity of you.
The
You
audacity.
should be grateful for you plays, my guy.
Literally. Like,
I'm giving you the publicity.
I'm helping you because every time something happens, I'm online talking about it. Even if I'm not necessarily saying that yours is the best, I'm still talking about it. I learned a long time ago, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And I learned that a long time ago. Hell, you need to learn how to take them negatives, turn them into positive, dog. Trey. And I would love to be able to say that this would be the last time I'll ever talk about Drake on this podcast, but I know for
And will be.
it probably will not. But for this episode, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna take this shot because that was the shit. This is the shot. So I'm gonna take this shot because that was some shit. Good vodka.
Rules.
Good vodka.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we have blown through this week's episode. We have absolutely blown through this week's episode, but that's not a bad thing. That just means that this week's episode is going to be a little bit shorter. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please give Miss Kristal your attention because it is time for our last section of this week, which is entitled, Am I the Asshole? As read by Kristal.
This one, I think it's a little interesting.
Oh,
Not crazy, but I think it's a topic starter.
this one's a little.
Am I the asshole for not being interested in my BF's interest?
Ooh, this one's a new one. Usually I would say, ooh, okay.
Right? Not. It's a thought provoking.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, early guesstimation, and say not the asshole. And I say
Right?
as a married man who got a wife who is not interested in all of my interest. So I'm gonna say not the asshole. And even on the other side of that, even though I try to take interest in her interest, I don't have interest in a lot of her interests. So I'm gonna say not the asshole. It might just be a delay. We don't know yet. Please regale us with the story.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not being interested in my boyfriend's interests? I don't like how my boyfriend always feels hurt that I don't seem as interested in the things he shows me. He likes BoJack Horseman and wants me to watch it. But I just don't want to watch it right now because I'm not in the mood. When he shows me a scene from BoJack Horseman, he says he feels hurt because I don't seem interested. I mean, I don't want to watch it because I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. I just don't want to watch it right now because I'm not in the mood for that kind of content. I don't like the vibe of the series. I still watch the videos he showed me, but I'm not particularly interested. And he says things like that. Like, and he says things like that. What am I supposed to do? Fake my reaction? I can't do that. I'm just not interested, but I still watch what he shows me. What's wrong with him? I don't like how he keeps doing this over and over again. It really hurts when he does that. I always try to watch what he shows me, and the least he could do is acknowledge that I at least watched it. He apologized, saying that he might have wasted my time showing me the video, but I don't even care about that. He always puts words into my mouth that are offensive and hurtful. I don't show him the things I like because that's just how I am. Plus, the things I like are pretty random, and I know for a fact he doesn't even like them. I'm also not super obsessed with anything. I just casually enjoy things. I'm not like him, watching the same series multiple times. I just don't like how he gets sad when I don't want to watch some things with him, like series or movies. I do watch some, but there are things he likes that I just don't enjoy watching or doing. Am I the asshole for being like this?
No. No, 100% not. I will. Okay. So, this is, like you said, this is an interesting one. I'm going to say not the asshole. Now, I'm also saying this. I feel like there needs to be an open and honest discussion between the two of them where she openly said, hey, I understand that this might be a love language for you to like show things to me, show me your interest, try to get me into your interest. But truthfully, I just don't have an interest in these things. Truthfully, I don't have an interest in BoJack Horseman. Maybe there's another show that he can find that he likes and show her those shows. But like, and I'll admit, BoJack Horseman is not a show for everybody. As somebody who's watched the entire show like 4 times up to this point, I'll admit it's the show that I can watch whenever I just want to turn my brain off. Like even if like the heavier topic, it's one of those shows that like I can turn on and just have it play in the background and it not just that's why I'm seeing it so many times. I've been in kind of that situation before because as I've mentioned on this podcast before, I'm a huge Yu Yu Hakusho fan. I absolutely love that show. That is my favorite anime, point blank, period. I tried to get Gabby into it. Gabby watched the first few episodes and she said, it's not for me. I'm sorry. I told her that's cool. Hey, as much as I want you to get into this show because I enjoy it, I have an interest in it, I'm not going to force that on you. If you say it's not your show, it's not for you, cool. Right, because I'll even admit, Yu Yu Hakusho is the type of show, it's a 90s show. It was kind of slow to get into its, it was kind of slow to find its pacing. Like the first few episodes, like it was kind of hot and cold on its pacing. So I understand. I feel like I said, if they were to have an open and honest conversation about like, look, I understand that you want to show me these things, that you want me to be interested, but I don't have an interest in them. I'm sorry. I feel like there would be a better situation,
Eric. Sir.
Audience, what were you going to say? I did hear you start to say something. I'm sorry.
You got opinions on it.
It's showing its own security. It's fine.
It's on your sport.
On boyfriend.
And it's just like
it in a relationship, most people have an understanding that, I have interests that you may not care about or whatnot, but we do our best to support each other. It's one thing to not have an interest in something. It's another thing to explicitly show it. Like if you no, I don't, you shoot it down every time, even though you made it clear, and even though what I'm saying is that again, communication is important. They need to have a talk. But I also think the boyfriend needs to work on himself. And I think it's so funny because the girl can't be everything.
That's fair. My 2 cents on it is you're not wrong. Of course, again, I agree. BoJack is a very heavy show. It's not for everyone. It's got a lot of topics in it that people are just not, that people don't want to hear about. You got to be in a certain mindset for BoJack. And so I completely understand her not wanting to watch it at all. But like you said, they do need to have a conversation, figure out like, yo, and I will think she can acknowledge it. Like, hey, you keep trying to show it to me, my guy, but I'm not with it. But then again, he can also like, if you see she's not interested, don't show her again. So that I got one time to show somebody something. If you don't seem interested, all right, I'm not showing it to you again. Maybe try a different show or something. Try different interests. Don't just keep trying to shove this thing that she may or may not have already expressed that she's not into.
Agreed. 100%. I think that's going to be a big part of it in the whole thing of like, when you see she's not interested.
Right.
So like, stop trying to force her to be interested. Like, same thing with like, and another example, me in professional wrestling. Anybody that spends 5 minutes around me knows how deep my love is to professional wrestling. My wife, she tries her best to take an interest in it because she knows how much I love it, but she also says she doesn't completely understand it, which I get. I get it. I understand it. So I don't force it on her. I ask her if she wants to come with me to certain shows. She might say yes. She might say no. I ask her if she wants to watch a pay-per-view with me every now and again. She might say yes. She might say no. Will I have to answer 50,000,011 questions during the pay-per-view? Yes. Am I willing to do that because I'm at least appreciative that she's trying to share my interest? Also, yes. So it's one of those things. It's like the duality of it. It's just like you have to be willing to have a certain level of acceptance that either they will or won't like the interest that you're going to show them. If you're going to even open up and show them. And I also feel like the way that he's taking it is the absolute wrong way to be about it.
Which also makes me think, if he's taking it that hard, I'm thinking, what exactly is she doing? If he's that hurt. Like, it might be his favorite show, but like, sis, how are you telling him you don't want to watch it?
That is true.
Because if you're like, hey, babe, watch this. Like, I'm hurt too.
That's fair.
Are explicitly showing disinterest. Like you said, it's about execution. This one saying, like, for example, I slowly get more musicals, but you're more musical. But if I just shot it down every time, like, nope, don't do that.
Like, that's going to make me feel bad. I'm like, I'm trying to share this thing that I really like with you, and you're shutting it down. Now I don't want to share anything with you.
Speaking of musicals, have you listened to Epic the Musical?
No. Not yet, man. Give me time, bro.
All of it's on Spotify.
Give me time. I don't be having time to listen. I haven't had a lot of time to listen to music lately, honestly, because I can't listen to music at work.
Listen to it tonight.
Maybe.
You should. What do we call it? It's literally the Odyssey. Homer's Odyssey.
Maybe I'll listen to it Saturday. Listen to it Saturday when I'm on the way to park. But that being said, I found a comment that seems interesting. That's different.
Okay.
Now, most of the comments are saying not the asshole, but this comment said something different.
Okay.
They said it's a soft, everyone's the asshole.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Talk to me.
It's so soft, everyone's the asshole. It sounds like he's trying to show you something he cares about and that he views as important to him, and your response is just to stonewall him. I'm not surprised that would hurt someone's feelings. You don't have to love something or even like it to engage with a piece of media. That being said, he could be less overbearing about it.
Yeah.
Flip, someone responded. Given the show and the difficult topics it covers, I could see him showing her these clips and so on as a way to try and open a discussion about a difficult topic that he's struggling with. He feels hurt by her dismissal. still everyone's the asshole because he should be able to more clearly communicate what he's asking her for rather than hoping she takes a hit. That's not fair to her. But at the same time, the lack of curiosity around why he keeps trying to show her this stuff and just making assumptions could be a pretty big miss in emotional intelligence or attentiveness on her part. Oh, like, you gotta think he keep doing it since think about why he's doing this. Because that's very common. Folks aren't gonna come right out and say, an issue like, hey, I saw this story, about, baby elephants in the woods. How you feel about that? As an indirect way of bringing it up.
And historically, men are not as forthcoming about how they feel. Probably.
Yeah.
Or some,
That could be his way of showing, like, say he takes an episode where, like, BoJack's depressed, which is, like, almost every episode.
I was about to say.
Like, every episode. But they're like, hey, look at this clip. Maybe in his mind, she'll see it and want to ask questions about it. But in his mind, he's like, BoJack has perfectly described exactly how I feel right now. Maybe if she watches this and she hears it out, maybe she'll be open to hearing me out.
I feel like
At least open were.
I do feel like I agree with that comment though. Like he definitely needs to just be more open about it. Like I understand everybody isn't able to just outright just come out and say it, but
Right.
I feel like if he could, then it'd be great. Oh no, my headphones. Don't say anything funny. Okay, you can say something funny now.
I was gonna say anything funny. I'm just looking at the comments. A lot of the comments are saying, "Oh, me and my significant other don't have a lot of things in common." I'm like, I got nothing in common. And I'm like, why don't they look for something? Look for something y'all do enjoy.
Exactly.
Even if you don't like something, at least act like you have a little bit of curiosity. Like, hey, be like, oh, I don't like the show. But why do you like the show? Because there are some things some things he like, I don't understand. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on, but I'll sit here and listen to you explain it to me. I don't know or understand or half times care, but go ahead. Nerd out. Go ahead. Go for what you know. Like, at least you can at least pretend to show a little interest of like, hey, I don't care about the show in general. Why do you care about this show? What does it mean to you? Like, I think that at least shows that shows some effort. Besides just saying, I don't want to watch.
Yeah. Well, I still say final verdict, for me at least, not the asshole.
Final verdict for me is a little bit. Like a tiny bit.
A little bit the asshole.
I both got a little bit of asshole.
Nah, I get that.
I think they might need to think about why did they get together in the first place? Like what? There must have been some shared interest, something that brought them together. It kind of works on that.
All right. No, like if this is something new that he's doing, like was there a change that made him want to do this? Like, has he always been showing you things
Right.
like this?
It seemed like there's a lot. So
There's definitely a life of awareness on both sides. Like both of y'all need to pay attention a little bit and see what happens.
Gotta do that.
See how fucking interesting.
So,
Okay.
but ladies and gentlemen, all right, that are we good? Is that wrapped it up in a nice little bow?
Nice little bow. Silly.
Um,
Hey, what the fuck?
Well, as this tradition, I still got about a third of a cup. As this tradition, I'm gonna down my cup. For those of you, sorry, I meant to do this earlier. This was actually a gift cup that my wife got me back when we were still just dating. I can't remember if it's birthday or Christmas, but she got this for me. Which I remember this was within the first year of us dating, which should signify just how much she cared about me in the first year alone. Granted, though, she has already told me multiple times that I am the best man she has ever dated, and clearly I am because I ended up marrying her. So, cheers.
I can attest. You're one of the better. You're one of the better ones.
Here.
Cheers.
Motherfucker, I am the best one. I know I'm one of the better ones. I'm the best one because I'm the best one because I'm the one that fucking married her. I'm the one that stayed, motherfucker. So I am the best one. You better get that shit right, goddammit.
I give you that.
I was about to say,
I give you that.
you better give me that because I'm the one that
I give you that one.
I'm the one that's still around. I'm the one that she didn't send to the ether like the rest of them. All of the rest of them sent to the ether. I'm still here.
True. Very true. I give you that.
Damn right. I got a nigga right now still want to fight me for that shit.
I'm crying.
I bet you he still do. I actually don't know for a fact if he does, but
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't
Probably never know. Don't really care.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
It's like 300 something, I think.
I think I've talked about that on this podcast. 7th grade, we had a science fair, and a group from my class division did that science project. And what they did was they literally took a and this is the last thing before we wrap up. They took a hamster wheel, they put sponges on it to signify like a tongue. They had it like every time it rotated, they had it go down into a little tray with water, so it signify like a tongue licking it. And then they had it connected to like a car motor, like battery. And then they just had it, and then they counted how many times it passed it until it got to the center. I cannot remember how many it was, but it was probably, I think it was one of the most interesting science fair projects that year. I mean, clearly it was. I'm still thinking about it all these years later. I was 7th grade. I was 12 years old. That's 16 years ago. Like,
there are many answers.
So that's how it is.
I want to do an updated study to figure that out.
Facts. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up today's episode. If you guys have enjoyed today's episode, then why don't you do us a favor, leave us a like, a comment, subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, please hurry up and subscribe because we're trying to get some people out here. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers at minimum by the end of the year. That's the goal. With that being said, we also would like for you all to follow us on Spotify. Excuse me, same thing as with YouTube. We're trying to get to at least 1,000 followers and 1,000 monthly listeners by the end of this year at minimum. We can only do that with your help and support. Thank you to Rob. As always, I am going to be getting some clips from last week's episode to put on our social media, and I will also be getting some from this week's episode from him to put on our social media. But with that being said, if you would also please follow all of our social media, all those links are down below. Follow me everywhere at _YoungJB. That _YUNGJAYBEE. Also, I have a streaming channel. I don't know which streaming channel I'll be using. I literally have two. One is Twitch, one is YouTube. I have three. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I will link all three of those down below. Probably won't link YouTube because I still got to make some changes on that page. But Miss Kristal, please tell the people where they can find you on social media.
find me everywhere at Kristal, KristalDeshan.
Love that so much. I love that so much. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 36 of the Drunk Texting Podcast. Next week will be episode 37. We will see you all next week. We hope you have a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and a great next week when we will see you all again. And before we go, please remember, because we say it at the end of every episode, because we mean it at the end of every episode, we mean it from the bottom of our heart, that you are loved. You are appreciated. And we are, hold on, give me a second here. And we are we are so happy that you joined us right here on the Drunk Texting Podcast. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
If you or a loved one is struggling with alcohol abuse, dial the National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline at 1-800-662-4357. The National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline provides information on alcohol and drug abuse, local treatment options, and support through hotline counselors who are there to help and speak with you about alcohol, drug, or family problems.